Hi girls, I love your face. Today in my kitchen we're going to make a cobbler. I have a recipe that's over 100 years old for a basic cobbler recipe from my great-grandmother, and you can use this technique with any type of fruit flavoring that you want to add. Today I'm going to make a cherry cobbler, and I've gotten frozen dark sweet cherries from the grocery store, and I have them over on the stove heating up. And the base ingredients we're going to put together now. It calls for a cup of flour, a cup of sugar, 3 teaspoons of baking powder, and 3/4 cup of milk, and I've got whole milk here. I'm just going to give this a whisk. And so this is just the base dough part of the cobbler. And once you have this, then you can add whatever type of fruit that you want. I don't remember my grandmother ever using the cherry pie filling. She always used fresh cherries or frozen cherries or the cherries that are in a can but aren't the pie filling. So you can see this is a batter consistency. I'm going to add a cupful of vanilla. Vanilla always makes things taste better and homemade. And then it says to pour your batter into a greased baking dish. So I've got a 9x9 pan here, and I'm just going to spray it with some cooking spray. And I'm going to pour this batter in there. The next step says to dot the top with the cherries or fruit of your choice. I did have 2 bags of cherries that are a pound each, so 2 pounds of cherries. I added a 1/2 cup of sugar, and then to thicken up the juice, I added a cornstarch slurry. I had 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, and I added enough liquid to turn it into a slurry. I can tell this is going to be amazing. It smells delicious already. I'm just going to add all that yummy goodness in there. And then the last thing it says to do is to dot the top with butter. How much? I don't know. It doesn't say. So I'm going to give it a couple of tablespoons and see how that does. Now on my grandmother's recipe card, she says bake it at 350 to 400. So I picked 375, and she doesn't give a time. So we'll find out how long it takes to bake this beautiful sweet. I'm just going to taste me a little bit of this cobbler. Nobody will miss it. Look at that. All those big cherries, piping hot. All that needs is a big scoop of vanilla ice cream. But I just couldn't wait to try it. Just like I remember it. My grandmother used to make these for Sunday dinner. It's so good. That crust is kind of an old-fashioned crust. It is delicious and sweet, and then you can make your fruit filling as sweet as you want it. You could do apple cobbler, you could do any blueberry, you could do anything you wanted and just change out the fruit. But it is so scrumptious and homemade, and it just reminds me of those Sunday afternoon football playing, family all around dinners. So I hope you'll make this. Give it a try. Choose whatever flavor that you want and make a little hug for your family. Okay, I love you girls. Make a difference.